interesting enough, this whole topic of WrestleMania, guys, we're running it back. I don't know if we're like literally running it back, but it's in our back, like not in our backyard, but it's right there in Vegas again, guys. They just announced it, right? It's not in New Orleans. The rumors ran rampant about it coming back to Vegas, and here we are. They made it official. WrestleMania, I believe, what, 42? 42, right? At Allegiant Stadium. What do you guys think about this? This is, I think this has happened once only, where they had a WrestleMania back-to-back at the same venue. So this is like the second time.
Well,
How do we feel about
UFC
this happening again?
Go ahead, Jasmine.
No, they must have had a great showing, or like it must have been a good event enough to just run it back and easily accessible, and the people must have had a great time, and the production must have had a even better time putting it on for them. So yeah, they might want to just redo that.
I would say UFC is home base is Vegas, right? So they have all their crew there, they have all the thing, and they were profitable. Plus, we know Vegas. I don't want to get into politics or anything, but we'll just say Vegas is hurting for tourists, and they're kind of like, hey, we had a good showing. WWE, please come back. We'll give you some money. Bring your peoples again. And UFC's like, cool. This is like home court for me. This is like my backyard. I'm okay running it back here. And like Jasper said, it must have been very profitable for them. And convenience, profitable, all that kind of stuff. And they must have liked the kind of the price thing. The pricing that people were paying for it, because people paid it. Jojo, you were there.
Oh, you're right.
Was it live?
Right.
Was it live?
Hey, is it because it's Vegas?
Yeah, like maybe was it like a good time? Was the crowd into it? Is it a good time in Vegas?
Yeah, I can't say I've ever been a bad event being in person.
Right. But maybe there was a lot
I got
more
my 2 cents in this later.
Yeah,
I'll let you finish.
Maybe there's a lot of things that happened after the events that helped Vegas with bringing a lot of tourists, bringing a lot of money to the casinos, people spending. I mean, they're not making these moves because it's not for money, right, Jasper? Like you said, they must have been very profitable. Yeah. They must have made a ton of money, and they said, run it back. We're gonna make more money than we are in New Orleans. Sorry, New Orleans, no diss
and
to
the
you,
city,
but...
and the city, like you said, was probably like, "Hey, man, you guys we'll host you again." It was good.
The city probably gave him some. They probably gave him some sort of. They probably gave. Again, I don't know, right? I'm only speculating, so please, this is not like truth or nothing. I don't know if like Vegas said, "Hey, UFC or TKO, we're gonna give you some sort of tax break, whatever perk." I don't know what they're doing, but it must have been to the benefit of Vegas, and it must be to the benefit of the TKO Corporation.
That's what I was going to say too. That's the only thing I could think of too. Was that the only reason I could think that they would be going back to Vegas was it could only be to benefit TKO and WWE, because they had already announced that they were going to New Orleans. So why would they run it back to Vegas? Because it would be easy for TKO because Vegas is home base. You know what I mean? And it was, I guess it had been a good turnout for the event for WrestleMania, and it would just be easy for them to run it back. So I mean, if they're gonna run it back, that would be super easy for them. You know what I mean? So I couldn't see another reason for them to not go to New Orleans. You know what I mean? So I mean, I honestly,
money.
Yeah, it has to be money. It has to be money. That's the only reason. I couldn't see any other reason.
See, I feel indifferent about the whole situation. Clearly, the one big benefit is I live in California. Vegas is right there. It's very close. I can make the trip. I'm good with that, right?
Yeah.
Now, the show itself, I'm gonna say honestly, Allegiant, great venue for a Mania. I like the way it was kind of constructed, the way they had things happening, all that good stuff. No arguments about that. My big gripe was kind of like the way it was kind of announced, specifically when they announced Mania going to New Orleans. Because if we kind of look back at the history of them announcing WrestleManias, they typically like to announce it at the actual WrestleMania prior to. So like I guess like for example, you know, like me being in Santa Clara, my very first WrestleMania, I remember them announcing it at that actual event that it was gonna be in I believe it was Dallas at the Cowboy Stadium following year, right? Now, as time kind of passed, they had announced the New Orleans WrestleMania, if I'm not mistaken, was it either before or after Elimination Chamber?
The Rock announced it, so it was in a Raw.
Yeah, he announced it, right? Yeah,
I think,
but it wasn't at Mania, right? It wasn't at Mania.
No, it wasn't.
And it's cool. It's like, okay, cool, whatever. You know, you guys want to announce it earlier? Hey, by all means, whatever, right? So it kind of got like a nice pop or whatever you want to call it, you know, like good for New Orleans. You know, everybody's looking forward to this one. They've hosted past Manias. That's great, whatever. All of a sudden, you know, they kind of pull a fast one and they switch it up. Oh, it's not going to be in New Orleans anymore. It's going to be somewhere else. You know, like there were like rumors like, oh, it might go to Canada. It might go to London. You know, it's going to be somewhere else, not New Orleans, after they already announced it. So for me, it's like, who made the decision to do that? And two, it's like, why would you even rush the announcement to only change it up later? That's the kind of like, I'm kind of scratching my head on that piece. And granted, whatever, have it where the hell you want, but it just seemed a little immature to kind of like shout it out, say you're gonna be here, and then all of a sudden change it, because what does it really do at the end of the day? Like how does it really benefit the company? Because it's not like they actually tried to sell tickets and kind of looked at it like, oh, ticket sales are kind of weak right now, so maybe we should switch it up. Like it's not like they haven't done that before. They've done that with the Money in the Bank PLE when it was supposed to be at Allegiant, and they ended up switching it up to T-Mobile because ticket sales are weak. But it was already announced, right? And they kind of already pushed it where they were trying to sell tickets. Not the case here. So what I'm trying to get at is whoever made the decision, and again, this might kind of tie back into the whole Rock integration, right? Because he was kind of at the forefront announcing it to the crowd that this was supposed to be at New Orleans, and then all of a sudden it's now at Vegas. It's just confusing to me as to like how it went down.
So you're blaming The Rock?
That's kind of like where I'm at.
Are you blaming The Rock?
He was part of it. He announced it. And we know that, but going back to what you're saying, right?
But he wanted
pulled the curtains.
Supposedly he wanted New Orleans, right?
And what's that?
Well, I'm just saying, I again, The Rock is part of the board. He's not the full board, right? There's other members of that. So it was a full collaborative, whatever management or whatever team they have there said, no, we're going to do it in Vegas paying more. We don't know. We're not into that. Rock was just always, right. Rock is just like, hey, go Rock, you're a popular figure. Go in and announce it. We don't know if it, like, he really wanted it there or he wanted it in Vegas. We don't know these kind of things. But what we can assume is they pulled it because Vegas pays more. I wouldn't be surprised if Saudi Arabia like said, hey, nah, man, you know, we saw Saudi Arabia bought up. I mean, I don't want to get political. We've seen World Cups that are not supposed to happen because they've been bought. Right? So money talks.
And I totally get that part. I understand that. It just does not seem very, it's kind of out of character for a big company like WWE, where they have a good way of scheduling their events and picking venues for that matter. And WrestleMania being such a big deal that they would announce something and kind of retract it in the midst of just announcing it. To me, it doesn't make any sense. So whoever made the call, if it was The Rock, if it was other TKO board members, whatever it was, to me, it was just kind of a big miss. I don't understand the point of it. If anything, make the decision, announce it far ahead and not so preemptively where it's going to like all of a sudden change your mind to be like, oh, you know what? Maybe it's a better idea that we run it back here. It just didn't make any sense to me.
So maybe they take maybe they take a hit of PR. So they get a PR hit. But if that the next Vegas WrestleMania is profitable, they'll be like, cool, we're good.
It will be, and it will be because
they're good.
The reality of it is that they've continued to put so many things around it as well. And I think that's like the fun part of a WrestleMania weekend, right? It's not just WrestleMania. You got all the other shows like your Raws, your SmackDowns, your NXTs, and then a lot of the smaller promotions like the Indies also kind of surrounding themselves around the WrestleMania. And then you have also the fanfare of events. And then this past WrestleMania specifically, you had like superstars showing up at like nightclubs, and you also had like Tony Hinchcliffe with like his roast of WrestleMania. There are so many different new things that they added to the whole WrestleMania weekend that was never a thing in the past that they clearly are capitalizing. And hey, kudos to them. I'm not mad at it, but I just think if you're gonna be putting stuff like this out there, hey, kind of pump the brakes here and make it more certain, because it looks so off from or out of character, I should say. Because I've never really seen WWE kind of act this way or make decisions like this the way they did with this situation. It just got people scratching their heads.
Right.
Well,
I see.
If WWE is putting where their money is, where their mouth is, I'm okay with that, because guess what? I saw Money in the Bank in person, and I knew where all that money went. It went under the talent. It went to all the lighting. It went to all those crazy stuff they did. Man, that was a world-class event. All the smoke, all the pyro, all the...
Hey, Jay, but you know where it didn't go to? That screensaver.
Yeah,
exactly.
No, but they said he said it was the forearm.
Yeah, the forum was just showing its age there. Unfortunately,
if they're gonna update the software, it's gonna be obsolete.
Like they can't bring it. They brought in what they could bring in, like there, but screensavers and all, right?
The Allegiant Stadium,
and then like this is why like the IWC is so fickle, because they get what they want and they still fucking bitch.
They still
like you
complain,
want our truth. You got our truth. Okay, there it is. Still bitching about our truth, and then they still okay. You got a dope ass WrestleMania. Still gonna, hey, New Orleans, give them some more money. Then money talks. It's just too many opinions sometimes of these people that don't matter. Not you, JoJo. Just let me get that straight. You matter. But what I'm saying is like the IWC, like it is, man. If you to navigate that stuff, it's toxic sometimes, man. I'm looking at you people out there spreading all these fake ass news for content, trying to get clicks, trying to get all that stuff.
Out, people.
You know,
coming for you.
Yeah, he is.
We coming for you, sucker.
No, this whole episode, he's been calling y'all out. This whole episode.
Yeah,
it's true though, man. These content are just like because that video we shared in our group message, man. That shit was
Jay all riled up. Bro.
That shit was trash, wasn't it, bro? Nick, wasn't that shit trash?
It was trash.
Shit was trash, and that person gets no plug here. We ain't gonna reference. We just know that's a video that's no plug here. It's just trash, dude. Trash.
Shit, there's a plug actually.
Yes, yeah. Or that right there. Who made that hat right there? You know, no cap over here, but we get our hats off to that right there. You know.
Hey, Noggin Boss, you guys did a really sick job with this logo.
We're gonna have to get one. We're gonna have to get one too.
Shout out Noggin Boss.
Thanks for watching that clip from the LTS Wrestling Podcast, where it's all about the long-term storytelling. If you enjoyed that, we have plenty more where that came from. And when you're ready, check out the full episode. Catch you on the next one.